Touhou Project is a big series loved by millions. Occasionally, a reference to the series gets shown in the weirdest of places. So, in this video, we will be talking about the various times when Touhou gets referenced in a medium, like anime, a news broadcast, or a website? On an old logo for the popular Japanese website Nichan, one can see Reimu and Marisa in Yukari form. This is fitting because the Yukari meme originally came from this website. If you answer the questions right with the Akinator Genie, it is possible to get the result of a Touhou character. In the French program Aught, there was once a series of interviews with Touhou fans. You know, you got like the Chad Patchouli cosplayer right here. Freaking love that dude. In the 9th episode of Asobi Asobase, one can see a raisin pin on the backpack. In the video game Ayakashi Ghost Guild, there is a character named Red Eye who has a strikingly similar appearance to Reizino Dolgen and Naba, down to the ears, purple hair, and red eyes. In the rhythm game Bang Dream Girls Dance Party, they added a special remix of the Nomiko arrangement of Bad Apple. So yeah, this game has a remix of a remix. In the New Year Sarika bonding story of the game Blue Archive, a broom reminds the player of witches and Mikos, even bringing up spell cards in relation to the Mikos. I think you know who they are referring to. In Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, a cruise missile has text written on the side saying, "06 Ewan Owen was her," a blatant reference to Flandra Scarlet's theme and the number of the Touhou game that she is from. On Charlie Brooker's game show, the host was showcasing bullet hell games. For his example, he showed gameplay of Perfect Cherry Blossom. He later described it as,
which sort of resembles a firework display being sick.
In a 2010 broadcast to CNN, Bad Apple was shown in a segment about viral videos. Sadly, the broadcasters indirectly stated that the video was made entirely in stop motion and failed to mention that it was from Touhou Project. In episode 70 of Craig of the Creek, some nerd held up a figure that looked strikingly similar to Oku. This hijack was so big in the community that fans have dubbed this character Hogi Oku. In chapter 18 of Daily Life of a Monster Girl, the protagonist arrived at a game shop where they managed to find many cosplays of Touhou characters, most notably Reimu, Marisa, and freaking Yugi. Why? Why Yugi? Another reference happens in chapter 25 where Lala eats some messed up food. Because of this, her head turns into Yukari while her soul escapes her, saying, "Take it easy in the afterlife." In the spin-off manga, Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? The character Adela von Asham was talking about the power of maids from pop culture. In a background silhouette, one can see a familiar time-stopping maid. In the first episode of the anime EFA Tale of Memories, Mizuki Hayama is playing what looks like to be Imperishable Night. On an ESPN segment criticizing the poorly received boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, a graphic was shown to mock the fight's technical difficulty using Suika Ibuki. The funny thing is, the drawing originally comes from a DeviantArt user by the name of Daemoniken. In the comment section of this post, you can see lots of people talking about the Touhou Hijack. In the games Magic Pen Girl and Graffiti Kingdom, a character named Hakure no Miko makes an appearance as a hidden boss and playable character respectively. Zun himself implemented her into the games as an Easter egg. Another fun fact is how Reimu's fantasy seal actually first made an appearance in Magic Pen Girl of all places. In World 12-4 of Guardian Tales, a vending machine can give the message, "Obtaining the P item makes you stronger," referring to the power items in Touhou. In the original release of Higurashi no Koro no Naku no Ore, Keiichi goes on a rant about the live system in games. She name drops Touhou, even joking about writing a fan novel between the love triangle of a puppeteer and an anemic magician, referring to Alice Murgatroyd and Patchouli Knowledge. Marisa is likely implied there too because, you know, shipper. In Hyperdimension Neptunia, Sisters vs. Sisters, Shenhai Alice is a direct reference to Touhou as her design is blatantly inspired from Reimu Hakure, and her name is the same that comes from the Doujin circle that makes Touhou. A K1 fighter, Yuichiro Nagashima, cosplayed as Reimu, Marisa, and Aiden as part of his introductions to his matches. He has also played famous Doujin music like Marisa Sold the Precious Thing and Help Me Aiden during them. In Season 3, Episode 12 of Kaguya-sama Love is War, Yukari versions of Ai and Kaguya are depicted. In League of Legends, the character Lux, Lady of Luminosity's ultimate attack has a striking similarity to Marisa's Master Spark. There are two items, Yomu's Ghostblade and Wriggle's Lantern, that directly name drop the Touhou characters of the same name. In Little King's story, there are various characters named after the ones from Touhou Project, like Lyrica, Letty, and Yuiko. On the first episode of the 5th season of My Strange Addiction, it focuses on the addiction of Emily, who wants to become a real-life doll. One of her interests is anime, and one fanart that was shown on screen, for example, was of Surno, created by the artist Marotti. On the first episode of Natsu no Arashi, a Yukari Reimu is shown. Reimu, Marisa, and Remilia appear in the PSP game Nendoroid Generation. A group of cosplayers appear to be dressed up as Reimu and Marisa in the 20th chapter of Omae o otaku ni shite yaru kara ore o ryauju ni shite kure. Why are these names so long? A Yukari Reimu is seen fighting a giant robot in the OVA Pani Poni Dash. In the game Path of Exile, there are two items related to Touhou. Infernal Mantle, which is designed based on Tsuho's outfit, even to the big red chest eye, and the Moko's Embrace, literally name-dropping Moko no Fujiwara. In Volume 6 of Scott Pilgrim, an arcade machine with the Touhou kanji can be seen on one panel. A few characters in Skullgirls have color palettes that closely resemble those of the Touhou cast, like Peacock's Cerno Skin or Squiggly's Yoshikai Miyako. In the 3DS version of Taiko no Tatsujin, many Touhou characters and songs appear. A character named Alice Murgatroyd, no relation, who used dolls to fight the protagonist from the manga that time got reincarnated as a slime, is a reference to the character of the same name from Perfect Cherry Blossom. In episode 6 of the Umineko anime, Jessica cosplays as Marisa Kirisame and sings Surupetan. She even speaks in a similar way to Marisa, using daze at the end of sentences. Quite literally everything about Undertale is a Touhou reference. There is even a fandom war between the two communities. The bullet hell fighting system, Asriel's attacks being based on Marisa's spell cards like Star Blazing being a reference to Asteroid Belt, and even some of the Touhou melodies being used in the soundtrack. It's a good sign when there are literal videos just talking about the references and the similarities between Touhou and Undertale alone. So after this video, you should give them a watch. On a video titled Top 10 Freakiest Video Game Children by WatchMojo, Flandra Scarlet ranked number 5. Yeah, well, at least they got her description somewhat right. There is a quest called A Tiny Clever Commander, which involves killing the commander Nazrim in World of Warcraft, both being references to Nazrin and her theme song. Also, the Curtain Fire family has 4 members, Marcy, Rema, Rino, and Sana, all being references to Marisa, Reimu, Rinusuke, and Sanai respectively. In early builds of Yandere Simulator, Cerno is referenced in the warning screen for Murderous Ice Fairies. Following this, the debug menu allows you to activate a sort of Cerno mode where you can freeze, shoot ice bullets, and hover across the school. Essentially, you become a menace. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of references. But that was just scratching the tip of the iceberg. Those with a keen eye may notice I blatantly stole this idea from the Touhou Wiki article on references. And yeah, because I did. I wanted to get the word out that Touhou is, for some reason, across a lot of places in the real world. If you have any weird moments of Touhou references in real life, please tell me. I once saw someone with a Touhou pin in real life at my school, and I dare you not, I freaking screamed on the inside. In the meantime, I'll do a backflip.